Hey, Kamy.
Hi, Jam.
How are you?
Hello. I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Good, good. So, yes, I'm sure you know that we're having this quick session to just get some sort of feedback from the career development coaching program with Jam. And of course, I'm Jam. So, as we start off, can we meet you, your name and your current role? And if you want, you can indicate your organization. If you want, you can leave that out. But yes, your name and your current role.
Okay. So my name is Kamy Okugbe, and I currently work as the HR manager for a tech startup.
Brilliant. So, at what point did you decide you wanted to get a coach, and why?
So I guess I was at the point in my career where I've always sort of been a self-aware person. And I had a fair idea of what my strengths are and the potentials that I had. However, I was at a point in my career where I felt like I needed a certain degree of accountability. I needed somebody to be able to hold me accountable, to say, Kamy, I see your talent. First of all, I needed somebody who sees my talent and who can identify, the things that I bring to the table as a person and as a professional, and somebody who would then be able to hold me accountable to say, Kamy, you set these goals and these are the things that you need to do to achieve these goals, and this is the way that we're going to run through it. So yes, I feel like I was at a point where I just really needed accountability, one, and then some sort of clarity around what my purpose is.
Okay. So why did you decide that you wanted to work with Jam? Because I imagine there are 1,001 coaches out there. So how did you decide that this coaching had to be with Jam?
So before you became my coach, we already had a relationship, professional wise. We had worked in the same organization for a bit, and you definitely were somebody that I looked up to. And from the conversations that we had around because, and lucky for me, and I feel like this is really my luck, I met you really, really early on in my career. So I could say that I was able to get the basics from the foundation, right? I hadn't wandered off too far into the desert before I was able to find my purpose. And so, just conversations with you helped to shape my focus and just realign my focus to what it is that I'm amazing at, So it was really a no-brainer, when I needed somebody who was going to hold my hand and hold me accountable, it was a no-brainer to pick Jam.
So since the coaching started, what 3 key things have stood out for you so far in this coaching journey? What 3 key things that you've learned?
The first thing is, and this was really key for me before I began, so it was really one of the first things that I really held on to, and it was the clarity of my purpose, right? So a lot of the assessments that we took over the course of the coaching program just really helped me to see, all of the choices that you make in life that seem random, that seem like a mistake, they're not mistakes, right? It was so much more clearer for me, right? So there were certain personality tests that we took, career satisfaction tests, aptitude tests, things like that, and it just helped me really gain clarity as to this is why you are the way that you are, Kamy, because every single component of you, every gift that you have serves into this career path that you have chosen. So that was really key for me, and that was really awesome for me to have. It served as a revalidation for me. The second thing that I learned was the power of manifestation. In the last couple of months, anybody who knows me now feels like I'm a changed person, right? I've always sort of been a vocal person, but right now I'm at the point where nothing is out of reach for me. There's nothing too big for me, because if I see it and I call it to myself, I can trick my brain into, these are the little steps that you take to achieve this. In the past, I've always said, oh, I want to own a brand, or I want to be an HR manager. But that pretty much was it, because I would stumble over the little steps that it would take for me to get there. So I really learned the power of manifestation and just calling things into being, right? And, there's a difference between calling things into being, waking up one morning and saying, oh, I'm going to own a multinational brand, and then I turn over on my bed and cover myself and go to sleep, right? I learned active manifestation. So I'm going to own a multinational brand. So these are the things that I need to do. I will first of all start off my Instagram page. Oh, I know I have only 2 followers, but every single day I will show up. And I think that ties to the third thing, consistency. I've learned that, consistency isn't 100% every single day. I don't have to show up at my best self every day. But, even on the days when it's tough, even on the days where I don't feel like it, I wake up and I put my feet on the ground and I'm like, you know what? Even if I have 10 things on my to-do list today, I will do 2. I don't feel like it. I don't want to show up to work, but I will show up today because, 2 things get me closer to 10 than 0. So, yeah, those are some of the key things that I took away from my journey.
Brilliant. Thank you for sharing. So I wonder that maybe someone, or there's someone out there who is struggling with growth in his or her career. What advice would you give such a person, considering that maybe they're not sold out on the idea of getting a coach? What would you say to this kind of person?
Honestly, I think that my first advice to everybody now is, who are you? That's the first question that I ask everybody. Because the truth is, when you know who you are, and it's not just, who are you? Oh, my name is Kamy. Yeah, but what makes you tick? What are the things that are unique to you? Because the truth is, when you can identify yourself, you then know the areas where you're lagging. And the areas where, you cannot easily identify, oh, you know what? I need to go to Abuja. Oh, what do I need to take me to Abuja? Oh, I don't have a flight ticket. I don't have an ID card. Do you understand? You cannot identify these things that are keeping you from where you need to be, right? So, and that way, when you've done that, you can now see, okay, seeing as I don't have an ID card, I need a contact at NIN. Do you understand what I mean? So the things that are lacking, the things that are limiting you from being your best self, right? So those are the things that you now look out for in a coach, because the truth is, nobody is an island. As introverted as you might be, as self-sufficient as you might think that you are, every single person needs a coach. If for nothing, you need a sounding board. You need somebody to hold you accountable, because even the most disciplined people, struggle, because sometimes you're just like, you know what, I don't want to do it. And that really is where your coach comes in, to be able to say, you know what, I know that you can do this. Okay, maybe you want to climb Mount Everest. Okay, don't wake up this morning and climb Everest. How about you go to the gym and run on the treadmill? Right? So a coach is somebody who can help you just identify those tiny steps that seem, they seem like they don't matter. They seem inconsequential. But at the end of the day, when you look back on your journey, you now see that every single thing adds up.
Okay. So I imagine that anybody listening to us, and maybe they're at a point in their career, they need clarity, they feel stuck. I was on a call with one of my coaching clients earlier, and she had said that even if you want to do it solo, it's all good. Go on YouTube, read books. But like you rightly said, if you know that there's a point where you still now need an additional support, someone to hold you accountable, someone to be like a sounding board, then it's important to look in the direction. I said to the person that actually, for my career and the bulk of what I've done, I have read, I have walked that journey by myself largely. And now I'm just saying, okay, I want a coach. I want mentors around me who are holding me accountable. But I think for the basics of my career, I worked it by myself, So that's not to say that you cannot do it alone. There's no hard and fast rule. Thank you very much for sharing, Kamy. I don't know if you have any other questions or submission or anything at all. But like I said, the idea of this transformation review session is just to get feedback about the impact of the coaching. And that's for me not to underestimate whatever it is I have done as a coach. And also for my coaching client, not just to think, oh, we're just chatting now. She all those coaching calls are just gist, we're just talking. But for us to be able to, sort of reflect and say, how have we done? Where were we before? Where are we now? What's the real impacts of the coaching? That's the essence of this conversation. And of course, to put it out there for many more people to see that, yes, having a coach is not overrated. If you think it's something you want to do, think through it. And be sure that the rewards and the results will show. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah.
So I will say this, and sometimes when we talk about these things, when we have these sessions, every single thing that I've said, it might seem abstract, right? It might not be easily quantifiable. So I will say this. Before I started my career development coaching with you, Jam, I was at a point in my career where I honestly felt stuck. And in the time that we've been together, and even you, because these things have happened over time, even for you, it might not resonate how much impact you've had. So I'm going to give you quantifiable achievements in the time that we've been together. In the time that you've been my coach, I've gotten PHRI certified. I've gotten SPHRI certified. I have launched and expanded in an international cosmetics brand. And my business is currently still expanding. So these are some of the things that, talking to you and putting my gifts in perspective have helped me do. So you're doing amazing, Jam. And honestly, to anybody who's watching this, who's doubtful as to whether or not they need a coach, you should look at Kamy and think, you definitely do. Definitely.
I have a coaching client who I just stumbled on a page on Instagram that had, so the her that I know, she's quite shy, introverted, very. And then I was scrolling on LinkedIn, on Instagram one day, and I saw this person all dressed up, doing some styling. And I'm like, I know this lady and I know how to be very shy,
actually
introverted. And so I sent her a message. I'm like, I first liked the picture. And then I sent her a message on WhatsApp. I'm like, I saw a page. Was that you? She was like, oh, you found me out. I'm like, duh. I was going to find you out. And I'm like, is there that side to you? And she's like, oh, yes. I like to dress up, take pictures, combine colors and stuff. I was like, okay, so why have we never talked about it? So to your point about launching a cosmetic brand. So I was like, why have we never talked about that? She was like, oh no, it's not career now. I'm like, if this is something that you like to do, you should be talking to me. Because we are going to, the way we're going to package it. And so I started to give ideas, have a brand name. I don't know if you want to convert your personal page to a business page or create a whole new page or whatever it is you want to do. And I told her, I said, people earn from styling people. So if this is something that, and for me, I was first in shock because like I said, I know how to be a quiet, reserved, private, shy, introverted person. So I'm like, this is your alter ego. And if it is something you want to do, let's put structure around it. So we've had several conversations about brand name, what to do. And she's like, it's because it was not career related. I didn't think I should share with you. So I'm like, everything matters. Every single, like you said, it's about knowing you, what's unique to you, what you stand for. So beyond your career. One of my coaching clients had said that one thing this coaching taught her was, no matter how hard we work, we should be mindful to have fun. And because that's one thing she has learned. That Jam will form hard work. But in the middle of all that work, there's still chopping life. And I'm like,
of course.
Yeah. So that balance, and it doesn't matter what your passion is. You cannot, people build cosmetic brand. They leave their 9 to 5 and they pursue it as a business. So even with styling, I was saying to her that, what movie did we see? and there was a lot of what blood sisters. It was Yolanda Okereke. She was one who styled. Yeah. So I told her, I said, look at that. And they will have paid her for that styling. So if this is something you want to do, put structure around it, put it in a form that people will come and pay you to style them. And don't say that, it's not professional. Who says that career development is only, that's a career? How about this?
Yeah, it is.
So it's a career. So thank you for sharing. Thank you very much. I have tissue near me, because these are really mushy moments. And one thing I realized was, for me, I wanted to be able to document this transformation. And that's why we're having this session like this. Like I said, it's for a few people. And my plan is to put it out there. For me, it's humbling, even the feedback I'm getting. That's not to say that I don't know what we're doing. I know, I'm mindful. I've gone on a course. I have tools and resources we're using to actually, do this coaching. But it's even more humbling that these results are showing. And, I'm looking at the list of all the 6 people I'll talk to this morning. Okay, no, 5 people. And everybody has changed jobs in the last 3 months. And, it just occurring to me like, wow, okay. So it's working. For me, it's humbling. And I always say, there's nothing I'm teaching in my career development coaching program that you cannot see in my career. So if anything, my career already is a sign that you can move from point A to point B. I can go on and on and on and on, but I know that we're pressed for time. Thank you very much, Kamy, for sharing. Thank you very, very much. You. And yes, you're about to go viral because I'm going to share this, and everybody's like, "Oh, is that Kamy?" We're like our friends. I know these are some of the comments we'll get from this video. So thank you so much, and of course, we'll tag you and we'll share. Thank you so much. Tell more people about Workplace with Jam. Tell more people about career development coaching program, and we will see you around. Thank you, everyone. This is Jumoke Aleoke-Malachi, the brain behind Workplace with Jam. And of course, you just had another testimony from another coaching client of mine. Thank you, thank you, thank you.